Am I the asshole for refusing to make my husband apologize for what he said to my mom at the dinner table?
Mmm. Juicy.
Ooh. Oh. So, I, a female, 31, this always makes me laugh when people say that. I recently got married to my husband, Scott, male, 36. That's what this reminds me of. I met him, but I was engaged to my former, when I was engaged to my former fiance, Martin. But we broke it off because this relationship was sort of pushed by my family, her and Martin. Okay. Because he's a doctor and comes from a wealthy family. When our relationship ended, my mom was devastated. She did her best to bring us back together. For example, she lied to Martin about me being pregnant to save us. That was years ago now. We're all on good terms, including Martin. Mom has a bit of tension towards Scott. She treats him well, but constantly makes passive, nagging comments about him. She compares him to Martin all the time, which bothers both of us, but we try to let it slide. Mom kept telling Scott about the diamond ring, new car, and bank account Martin got for his fiancee and kept sending him photos saying how generous Martin is to his fiancee, then compared him to Scott and what he had done for me. I told her to stop doing this and she apologized. Last week, we were over at my parents' house for a social gathering. A lot of relatives came and we had dinner. At dinner table, my mom asked Scott if he saw the text she sent him the other day, and he said he was sorry and that he didn't notice. She told him to check it right then and read it out loud so everyone at the table could hear. He took his phone and started reading the text out loud. Her text mentioned how Martin got his fiancee a new house and how generous he was, then said that Martin is younger than Scott, yet was able to buy a house, basically shaming Scott for his inability to buy a house. She wrapped up by saying that Martin maybe wasn't so bad for me after all. I was shocked and Scott was pissed, obviously. However, he didn't lash out or anything. He looked at the text, smiled, and said, "You know, what gets me about this entire text is how you were a public educator for 30 years. Yet you can't differentiate between the passive you and the contraction your. Good God! The thought of all the children that mustn't have been left behind. Or that must have been left behind. Excuse me, mustn't. That must have been left behind." Everyone at the table busted into laughter and my mom's face went pale. She decided to leave the table and then she and my sister started yelling at me saying Scott was being awfully rude and I needed to get him to apologize immediately for embarrassing her at the table. I refused to tell him to apologize and pointed out how she was being judgmental towards him. She defended herself, saying she was just letting him know and he had no confidence and took it personally. I left, but kept getting told to talk to him and get him to apologize for what he did. Am I the asshole?
Hell no.